In today's video, we'll be exploring cells. We'll discuss what cells are and the subcellular structures they contain. Specifically, we'll compare and contrast animal and plant cells first, both of which are eukaryotic. Then, we'll also look at bacterial cells, which are classified as prokaryotic. By the end of this video, you should be able to identify and label different cell components and explain their functions. Let's begin by understanding what cells are. Cells are often described as the fundamental building blocks of life. Essentially, they are the smallest living units capable of independent replication. For example, if we take an animal or plant cell, it can divide into 2, then 4, and so on. In some organisms, such as bacteria, a single cell constitutes the entire organism. When bacterial cells divide, they are not just growing, they're reproducing, since each division results in a new organism. On the other hand, animals and plants are multicellular, meaning they consist of many cells. Their cell division mainly contributes to growth and replacing dead cells, rather than producing new organisms. To visualize this, imagine zooming in on a human under a microscope. You'd see that they are made up of numerous cells. The skin consists of skin cells, blood contains blood cells, and so forth. In total, the human body contains hundreds of cell types. It's estimated that an adult human has over 40 trillion cells. Now, let's examine the structure of cells. We'll start by comparing an animal cell to a plant cell to highlight their commonalities and distinctions. Then, we'll move on to bacterial cells. To understand cell structure, we must look at its components, known as subcellular structures or organelles. First, both plant and animal cells are enclosed by a cell membrane, which regulates what enters and exits the cell. For example, certain substances can pass through, while others are restricted. Both types also contain a nucleus, which houses the genetic material or DNA and controls cell activities. Inside the cell, there's a cytoplasm, a gel-like substance that holds the organelles and facilitates chemical reactions. Think of it as the liquid inside a water balloon, but with a consistency more like jelly. Cells also contain mitochondria, which generate the energy required for cellular functions. They break down glucose through aerobic respiration, releasing energy the cell can utilize. Another essential component is ribosomes, which serve as the site of protein synthesis, meaning they manufacture proteins. These subcellular structures are common to both animal and plant cells, but plant cells have additional features. One such feature is the cell wall, a rigid outer layer made of cellulose, which provides structural support. This is crucial because, without it, excessive water intake could cause the cell to burst. Another key structure is the permanent vacuole, a large sac filled with cell sap, a mixture of water, salts, and sugars. This stores nutrients that the plant can use when needed. Additionally, plant cells can use when needed, where photosynthesis occurs. This process enables plants to convert sunlight into glucose, a form of energy. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll, a green pigment that absorbs light energy for photosynthesis, which also gives leaves their green color. Lastly, let's examine bacterial cells. Bacteria are prokaryotic, meaning they consist of a single unicellular prokaryotic cell. Like eukaryotic cells, they have a cell membrane, cell wall, ribosomes, and cytoplasm. However, they lack mitochondria and chloroplasts, and they don't store their genetic material in a nucleus. Instead, their DNA exists as a single circular strand floating in the cytoplasm, containing all the genes needed for survival and reproduction. This may also be called a circular chromosome or nuclid, though they all refer to the same structure, a large DNA loop. Some bacteria also possess extra small DNA rings called plasmids, which carry beneficial genes, such as antibiotic resistance. Certain bacteria have flagella, thread-like structures that rotate, allowing them to move.
If you haven't heard before, you can find all of our videos on our website geniushub.co.uk. Additionally, you'll also find MCQs, flashcards, past papers, and quizzes. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.